Can you see that? It's about 5:59. Come on, camera. There we go. But I've been up since about 5:12, and I'm gonna take you guys through my morning routine as an entrepreneur, wife, and mom. So let's go on my journey. Anyhow, I am going to get in the kitchen and start the tea or the water. Can't call it a kettle because it's really not. And then go ahead and we'll see. About 6 o'clock now, 6 a.m. And this is how I usually start my day for the most part. I try to get up a little bit earlier, but it doesn't always work out because of the season that I'm in. So I know that the older that our children get, the little easier things will be. I always say this, I don't think if we had like a regular support system in terms of if we had like grandparents here, it would be so rigid like this. But this is what it is in this season in terms of the fact that me and my husband have to do everything just about in terms of our kids. But it is only a season. That's one thing I always say, and seasons change. It says coffee in one hand, confidence in the other. That's what it says. So initially when I get up, obviously when you get up, you know, your thoughts are going with or without your permission. So it's important for me to make sure that I have an audiobook running so that I could, you know, listen to that audiobook to get my thoughts centered, especially on whatever that topic is going to be. And for me, it's always something that's empowering, always something that's going to push me forward and challenge me at the same time. So I'm reading a business book written by a Jewish man on money. I just finished one other book, and I haven't set a goal this year, but I've read way more books than I think I had planned to since June.
Secret number 16.
So one of the healthy regimens that I began to do is this bottle called Restore. It balances gut health, supports respiratory wellness, combats environmental exposures, and promotes immune function, enhances mental clarity, BPA free, naturally gluten free, and all that stuff. So with this dosage, you're supposed to technically do 1 teaspoon, which is 5 ml, 3 times a day, but the stuff is strong from what I heard, like water. Look. I'm gonna take this on an empty stomach. Ooh, I got that I used from Trader Joe's. I wish the bottle was BPA free, but it's not. But it tastes really good. It's about $6. And I always tell my clients, and if I do any like lives on healthy eating, that, you know, I never mind spending a lot on food because one, is going into my human body, so I want it to be real, since there is such thing as fake food in our time. But then on the other end, I'd rather pay on this side than pay on the other end, meaning, you know, eat unhealthy things and then have to pay in the hospital. Or usually it just will come over to the refrigerator since I started this new routine with the Restore that I'm drinking. And then I'll just write it down. So today's October 17th. So I took it at 6:10 a.m. And I use this pen because it reminds me of one of my business mentors. She's a unicorn. And what it just symbolizes is the fact that she's different and she stands out. And I believe that for myself. So this is like one of those empowerment pieces that I just hold on to that inspires me. And that business mentor is a really big inspiration in my entrepreneurship endeavors. And I love her forever for it. Yeah. I just want to share this. I thought it was beautiful. Joshua 1:8-9. It says, the book of the Lord shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have success. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous, and do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And so I believe that this scripture is just a reinforcement for me to remind me that any of my success in life comes from God. That's who it comes from. Because the more that you seek Him, the more that He makes your way prosperous, and you will have success. Amazing. All right, so I'm done with my morning pages. I might jot down a few other things. I got my scripture. So now I'm going to jump into my work stuff. I have a dry eraser board right here, but that I recently took out. But I'm usually fine with using another one. But I like this one because it's bigger and you can see it better. Dry eraser. I'm doing a 3rd quarter challenge. I'm talking about a little bit more in another video. That's my to-do list for the day, more of my business to-do list, and I wrote down, some of my more personal stuff in my morning pages, like, go for a walk. Yeah, that's the only personal thing. So I'll be doing that later when the boys get up. And the week just has been thrown off a little bit because 2 of them are home. And yeah, I didn't really get to do everything that I wanted to, but it's okay. Things will get done in time. All right, so now I'm gonna send a message to one of my clients to see if we can get together later on today via the internet, because all that I do in my client meetings, this lighting is terrible, is usually via the internet. So yeah, it's the benefits of having an online business. Another thing that I'll usually do in the morning is, usually a little later, but I'll do it this morning since I have the leverage time, is pop in one of my inspirational groups, the Ladies Society, and I'll do like a Bible study. And I haven't been in that group consistently this week in particular, posting here and there. And thank God, I usually tell the ladies, if you see something inspirational, you can share it, because it's a very small group. Once in a blue moon, people will do that, but for the most part, I still have to make sure that I'm doing the engagement. So I'll pop in this morning just to do, just to share what I've learned in my Bible study. Hawkins, I'm the founder of the Ladies Society. You are free and welcome to share anything inspirational outside of the Ladies Society that will empower and uplift those that will come in contact with it. And in this group, it was created, if you look at the description, to encourage and empower. All right, so now I am just going to get on my Instagram and do a quick check-in on my story. One key thing, when you are on Instagram, if you are doing your business online, or if you want to be an influencer, you don't have to post on your Instagram like wall, if you will, every single day. As long as you do a story, you'll still have that same momentum. And for me, since I started to do the stories, if I stay consistent with it, I have seen a high amount of people that visit my story versus like if I do it every now and again. So I do try to check in at least once a day, and it keeps people basically engaged. Tamia Dawkins here. Hope you're doing wonderful today. So now I just finished inboxing that client. I'm waiting for her to get back to me about some stuff, and then I'm going to check my back end to try to see if I can tighten my posting times, because I want for my content to go out around the time that I know that people are going to engage with it. Everything has to be intentional because we don't have time to waste, right? And then I have to literally get on the floor and wrestle with my schedule, because there is a system that I'm building out in terms of my workload, so that eventually when I get my virtual assistant, everything in terms of all the tasks that I do will already be listed, and I don't have to, fumble through it. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm planning on doing, is getting a VA eventually. And yeah, and then I'm gonna do that. So I hadn't listened to my audiobook yet, and I do need to go get my tea because the time is way past, and I think I hear my husband up or one of the kids. But I've gotten a lot done so far. One of my goals on my Facebook side is to grow my audience to about 2,500. So I'm at 1,400, I think. Yeah, 1,415 people follow my page, but 1,395 have liked it. And one thing I realized is that there's a steady organic growth, but the goal is to be 2,500 before 2019, and I think I can do it. All right, guys, so the troops have woken up. See, he leaves all the cabinets open too. Hello. You guys ready for the day?
Yes. Are you?
Yep.
Oh, I found.
Say hi.
Oh, hi. I'm on that class.
Bye, Daddy. Great, so we are taking a walk.
Let's go.
I got all these people. Come on, don't touch that water. Thank you. So my walk won't be as relaxing because I have all of them, which is okay. Come on, let's go, please. Thank you. But it is what it is. Still get it done. Regardless. Yeah, so beautiful out here. Get out and walk. Alright guys, so that is my very first morning routine that I put on this YouTube channel. Super excited about it. Ultimately, my hope and prayer is that it will inspire you and you'll have the opportunity to be able to take parts of it, or maybe a lot of it. And before I sign off, I also want to invite you to go ahead and subscribe. By subscribing, you'll know exactly when I put out new videos. Don't forget to hit the little bell. Have a super fantastic day. Hit the video thumbs up and share it with people in your tribe.